it's Nicole and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about updates on van life during this pandemic, tips you can use, and things that I have modified that may help you either if you're curious about van life or if you're kind of stuck in a rut on what to do about van life, or if you just want to watch just for entertainment. Anyhow, so I've been living in this van for a month and a half. I started a cross-country road trip and it is a 1973 Volkswagen Bus. It is pretty basically outfit. I spent 3 years doing the restoration, and when I got on the road and a month in realized that there's a pandemic going on, I'm kind of left in a sticky situation of changing my habits, because habits on the road, as in the places that you go to charge your things and where you hang out during the day, where you do video editing, where you take your photos, who you talk to, how you socialize, it all changes in the face of any sort of life-changing circumstances, especially like a pandemic. So I wrote down a couple of things that I thought might be useful, and let's go through them. So the first thing that's different is social distancing. In a van, you spend a lot of time on the road, so you're used to running into a lot of people, whether it be at gas stations, libraries, Whole Foods, Walmart, Target, wherever you hang out and congregate. Like, it's pretty common. It's like a at least every other day thing. So as I was saying, when things change, it kind of throws you for a loop, as it did me, but no worries, we've got some van life solutions that you're gonna find useful. First is social distancing. A lot of times, because we are traveling and we're interacting with a lot of people in the day-to-day, whether it be through gas stations, national parks, state parks, campgrounds, grocery stores, anywhere that we hang out, like little cafes where you buy a tea and you get your work done, you've got a lot of changes to do, and it's a lot different than what you might be used to at this point. One of the things that was really striking to me, and a big dilemma that I'm currently still finding solutions for but have some temporary ideas on, is charging electronics, because I have like this little camera and then I've got my phone, and I think it's really important, especially with GPS, to kind of know where you're going and have power. So what I've currently been using, and since being on the road it's really helpful, and I got this like the first week of van life, is this little charger. I picked it up, I think you can get it from like Best Buy, or you could probably find it anywhere online. It's Insignia, it's like one of the common electronics brands, and then it has like 4 little dots, and it takes a couple hours to charge, but it gets me to 12 to 15 charges of my phone on this, which is pretty good, and it just connects from the USB. So it's got like a power outlet thing here, and then it's got an input here, so you charge it up and then you can keep your phone alive on the road, which is really important if you rely on GPS as heavily as I do. Wi-Fi and uploading. I have tons of ideas and little videos that I want to make and things that I want to upload, but in order to do that, you kind of have to have decent Wi-Fi. And what I found is during the pandemic, you're not allowed to go into like these little cafes or any sort of eatery or place with Wi-Fi and sit down and charge your electronics and upload, which I kind of got in the habit of doing because it's convenient. You can work and upload at the same time. But what I found to be a temporary solution, I'm still trying to come up with a better idea for this, is that parking my van close to a place that has Wi-Fi, and then there's an app for van lifers called Van Alert, and some people list that you can use Wi-Fi and charging at their house. So if you're going by these certain locations on Van Alert, like I just did this the other night, and this lady gave me her Wi-Fi code and everything, which was awesome, because then I was able to have solid Wi-Fi, which was better than what a lot of the stores have. So seeing if you can stay in the proximity of people who have Wi-Fi or charging is a good idea. If not, you can just pull up really close in front of Walmart, like the first row of parking, or Harris Teeter, Target, whatever it happens to be, or any sort of venue or cinema or anything that might have Wi-Fi. Even sometimes gas stations have Wi-Fi, and same with hardware stores like Lowe's or Home Depot. So just see what you can do, and we gotta rough it out for a little while and see what works. The next thing, ooh, gym and showers. Everyone thinks we're all dirty in vans, but For the first little bit, I've had a Planet Fitness membership and it's allowed me to take showers every time I work out. So it's like a little incentive, like I'm gonna work out extra hard because I know I have a shower so I don't have to go back all sweaty to my van. That's kind of changed because Planet Fitness as of now is closed. So I got a workout in the day that it was closing and that was nice. So I did like a nice hardcore workout, did a ton of weightlifting and some cardio as well. So I cleaned up really good. But then I was wondering what I could do. Some people use truck stops. I know you have to pay for that, but if you're really in a pinch, you could possibly use that. What I've been doing is when I use the Vanlife app, it allows you to see if these people list if you're allowed to use their shower. Some people do, some people even let you use laundry. Another thing is if you go to a laundromat, you can use your computer, your phone, whatever devices you have and plug them in. So that's a good idea there. And then if you do that, get yourself one of those little, let me see if I have it. But I have like one of these little cables and it really helps, especially when you're limited and you want to keep all your stuff in the same area and you're charging, and get one of these. I got it from the dollar store. Like, that's pretty good. You can charge 3 devices at once. So, based on that, we got some temporary solutions to work around with the Wi-Fi, temporary things with the gym. You can do outdoor workouts. I've been doing a lot more hiking, which is awesome. And so right now I'm at a national park and I'm going to do some more hiking later this afternoon, which is awesome because then you're outdoors. I also, to keep things from being smelly, you just wear more deodorant. And also in between showers, they're like essential oils face cleansing wipes. You can get whatever you want, but I remember I got these on TJ Maxx a while back. I got these like on sale, and I'll just like, first I wipe my face and then I just wipe my arms and underarms and like a little bit of legs or whatever smelly, like even your feet. Just use one of these and it helps a ton. Ooh, the next thing is parking. Like, I used to park in more populated areas, like at like Walmart or wherever. Sometimes you're gonna get questioned because they don't want people in certain areas for a long time. So a lot of people are kind of beefing up security around that because they don't want people that are sick obviously hanging around the stores for too long. And so I would say if you can use like apps to find your BLM lands, your driveways that you can stay in. I know there's some other apps out there that do like Winelands or whatever, wherever you find that you feel comfortable parking. Sometimes if you have a more stealth vehicle, you can park in more common areas. Mine is kind of obvious because I have surfboards on top. So I have been to a couple of neighborhoods, I've been to hotel parking lots, stuff like that really helps. Many of the national park campgrounds and facilities and all that stuff are actually closed for the time being because they want to discourage people from coming here, which I totally get. They want people to go outdoors and stuff, but not necessarily camp overnight because then they have people, close proximity, social distancing, all that jazz. So I would just say make sure that you look it up. So when I go to the grocery store, I always use their Wi-Fi and then look up like what's available in the area as far as the latest news on what's closed and what's open. Trying to keep an eye on it, but not stress about it too much because you don't want all that going to your head. Precautions. Ooh, so I actually had my sister's wedding a couple weeks ago, and so they had hand sanitizer. They gave me hand sanitizer, so I'm set on that. Restrooms, I try to not touch the door on the way out. Like if you grab a paper towel or whatever's there to like open the door or press it like with your elbow or whatever you have to do. And then I use hand sanitizer after I get back to the car, after I pump gas, because this virus in particular lives longer on metal from what I've been reading. So make sure that you are washing your hands and using hand sanitizer often, but especially after you pump gas or go into public spaces, especially as a van lifer. Groceries, oh, it's been so interesting. Some of these grocery stores I go in and I'm just like, I just want a loaf of bread, and then 3/4 of the way empty and they'll have one bread option. I was kind of really hit hard by that because I didn't think it was as bad as it is until I actually go into a grocery store and I realized that it's practically empty and everyone's freaking out and getting like a year's supply of food. So I would say keep with you what you can. I do have ample protein because I kind of went crazy on buying protein before my trip. So worst comes to it, if all the grocery stores honestly run out of things, which I hope never happens, Then I've got plenty of protein powder, and then I just need to refill my water. I have a huge water jug here, and I also have a 2-gallon jugs up front, and then I have one of these, and then I have like a shaker for my protein shakes. So yeah, protein shakes. If worst comes to worst and I don't have food, I've got plenty of protein. I'll be like a lean, mean, like bodybuilder who doesn't actually bodybuild because all I'll be eating is protein. So if that happens, you'll know why. Distancing, I've just been careful. Like anyone who's coughing, I try and stay away from them. I feel like that's general. Like anyone can do that, even if you're not a van lifer. Please do. Don't get people sick. Uploading, that has been a challenge. Sometimes I want to send friends photos from a while back that I took, and then the uploading doesn't really work. So just have patience, and I'm sure in time we'll come up with more viable solutions. It makes me really think about like solar and all those people who have like those goal zero kits and like off the grid stuff. That stuff's really cool, but I didn't really have that in my budget to invest in. But I think eventually I would like to do something like that, and then if something like this were to happen, I wouldn't be as stressed about like charging my phone or keeping things going while looking up stuff and using data. Some people have Wi-Fi router in their cars. If that's you, way to go, that's really cool. Gas pumps, we already talked about that. Wash those hands. Rerouting. So I found that kind of the best method for me is to like stock up in the city and then kind of stay away from the city. So like go to the grocery stores where they're gonna have the most food, and then get all the things that you can think of that you need. Then go into the less populated areas, whether that be the state or national parks or the forest or the suburbs or whatever you need to do to make sure it's less people, because you don't want to be right up next to people, especially when this thing is going on. The thing is to change en route to avoid lockdown areas. Like I know I really wanted to go to San Francisco and I was super excited about it. Like the Golden Gate Bridge, and you could take cute photos, and like with the van, it would be like a thing. And then I heard about it being completely on lockdown and like a lot of cases, and like with the proximity of people and how there's so many people in that area particularly. And I know there's other areas, but I'm just pointing out this one example. And so areas like that I'm kind of avoiding for the time being, and I'm sure later I'll get the opportunity to go there, I hope, because it would be really cool. But right now it's just not worth it. So I'm staying in more open landscapes, like the middle of the desert that I'm in right now. And then I'm also slowing down. Like there's so much that I want to do, but I'm learning to slow my pace more, because realistically I don't want to put myself in a bad situation. So I want to make sure that I'm aware that I'm letting things simmer down a little bit, because right now everyone's kind of freaking out, and then go into the areas that I was planning depending on the situation. As in the news and the updates and what people who are there are saying about it, because you don't necessarily want to go into a complete lockdown area that makes the experience not as fun. And then also, if you get bored when you're going slower, you can always do some reading. I do have some books in this back corner over here, so I'm digging into that, doing some writing, and yeah, just making the most of it, spending more time outdoors, as I already love to do. So just making sure to really focus on the positives. I hope this helps. It's just kind of a talk through of what I've been doing, and maybe other van lifers need to hear this so that way they can know that someone else is out there who's going through the same thing, and here are like the steps that I've done to make things a little bit easier and a little less stressful, and that yes, van life is possible even during times like this, and that we'll make it through it together and life will be good. Everything will work out just fine. Just gotta endure some tough moments and things will be great. All the best, stay well. Also, I'm going to be posting more videos once I can get a better Wi-Fi connection, and so once I can do that, I'll be uploading some more for you guys. I'm gonna try and update the Instagram and stuff as well. So subscribe if you're not already, and leave some comments down below if you have any questions. I still have some questions from van life Q&A that I'm gonna do in the coming weeks. We'll just see when I can actually get it uploaded, but I really wanted to get this one out there because I thought it would be super helpful. Again, I'm Nicole, nice to meet ya, and welcome to van life during the pandemic.